So if this time, if you would please give your attention to Ms. Zoe as she makes an opening statement on behalf of the plaintiff, the state of Washington.
Get off of her. Let go of her. Somebody call the cops. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, those were some of the frantic words from numerous Timberline High School students as they watched the defendant, Ihsan Ali, put his 17-year-old daughter, Fatima Ali, in a headlock at the inner city transit bus stop in front of Timberline High School. Those were the same frantic words from the same set of students as they watched Mr. Ali compress Fatima's neck until her eyes rolled into the back of her head, until her face turned pale, and until she lost consciousness. And those were the same frantic words from the same set of students as they watched the defendant, Zahraa Ali, who arrived at the bus stop scene later on, and rather than help her daughter, Mrs. Ali also put her hands and arms around her daughter's neck and compressed and squeezed until somebody was finally able to pull Fatima to safety. During the course of this trial for the next few weeks, you will hear from those students, and they will tell you the following. They will tell you that on October 18th of 2024, the students were going to the IT bus stop in front of Timberline High School after school let out for the day shortly after 2 p.m. They will tell you that when they got to the bus stop, they saw Fatima there, and they also saw her boyfriend Isaiah there. The students will tell you that as they were at the bus stop minding their own business and waiting for the bus to show up, Fatima's father arrived. And shortly after his arrival, an argument ensued between Mr. Ali and his daughter Fatima. The students will tell you that during the course of that argument, Isaiah tried to help Fatima. And as a result of that, Mr. Ali punched Isaiah in the face. You will hear that Mr. Ali punched Isaiah so hard that it caused Isaiah to fall to the ground. You will also hear that after Mr. Ali punched Isaiah, he then proceeded to grab Fatima and put her in the headlock. And during that struggle, Mr. Ali ended up falling to the ground. And rather than releasing his grip from his 17-year-old daughter's neck, he took her down to the ground with him. The students will tell you that after Mr. Ali and Fatima were on the ground, he continued to compress her neck. The students were very concerned for her safety, so they decided to help. And they will tell you that some of them kicked Mr. Ali, and some of them hit Mr. Ali, and some of them punched him in the hopes that he will release his grip from Fatima's neck. And the students will tell you that despite all the efforts, Mr. Ali did not release his grip. You will also hear from another individual, John Denicola. Mr. Denicola was the bus driver for the inner city transit bus that arrived at the bus stop scene shortly after the altercation occurred. Mr. Denicola will tell you that he was so alarmed by what he observed that he pulled the bus over, and he also got off the bus and decided to assist the students. Mr. Denicola will tell you that he also attempted to get Mr. Ali to release his grip from Fatima's neck, and he also was not successful. It wasn't until another bystander, Josh Wagner, who showed up later after he pulled up to the scene in his truck and observed what was happening, when Mr. Wagner got out of his truck and then proceeded to help Mr. Denicola and the students, and finally they were able to get Mr. Ali to release his grip from Fatima's neck. You will also hear that during that struggle, Mrs. Ali also showed up to the bus stop scene. And you will hear testimony from witnesses that rather than helping her daughter in that situation, Mrs. Ali also proceeded to wrap her arm around Fatima's neck and was compressing her neck, causing Fatima to have difficulty to breathe until somebody was able to pull Fatima to safety. Another witness you will hear from is Fatima herself. And during the trial, she will tell you many things. She will tell you about the relationship she had with her parents, and she will also tell you that in the early morning hours of October 18th of 2024, Fatima decided to run away from home. and she's going to tell you the reason why she ran away from home. Fatima will tell you that later that day she went to Timberline High School, the school that she used to attend, and she spoke with her former counselor. Fatima will also tell you that her plan was to board the inner city transit bus so she can go to Haven House, which is a youth residential shelter. Fatima will tell you that after she got to the bus stop, she saw that her father also arrived at the bus stop. After her father arrived at the bus stop, Mr. Ali started to yell at Fatima to try to get her to go home with him. Fatima will tell you that she told her dad that she didn't want to go home at that time. And she will also tell you that a struggle ensued, and when Isaiah, her boyfriend, tried to help her, Mr. Ali punched Isaiah in the face. Fatima will tell you that after Mr. Ali punched Isaiah in the face, he then proceeded to grab her and wrap his arm around her neck. She will tell you that after that, things became a little bit blurry and a little bit hazy for her, and she doesn't remember much about what happened after her father put his arms around her neck because she eventually lost consciousness. Fatima will tell you that when she came to, she saw that her mother was also on the ground with her, and rather than helping her, her mother at one point also wrapped her arms around Fatima's neck, which caused Fatima to have difficulty breathing. Fatima will tell you that at some point, somebody was able to pull her up from the ground, and after that, she and Isaiah ran into the Timberline High School building to seek safety and shelter. Another set of witnesses you will hear from are the school employees, and they will tell you about a no trespass order that was issued against Mrs. Ali, prohibiting her from being inside Timberline High School. They will also tell you about a no contact order that was issued prohibiting Mrs. Ali from having any contact with Isaiah, from having any contact with Isaiah's place of residence, and from having any contact with his school, which was Timberline High School. The school employees will tell you that on October 18th of 2024, a little bit after when school let out at approximately 2 p.m., a frantic and scared Fatima and Isaiah ran into the front office area. And they will tell you that when Fatima ran inside, she was screaming, "My dad tried to kill me." The school employees will tell you that shortly after Fatima and Isaiah ran into the building, Zahraa Ali also ran into the building. The employees will tell you that knowing that Zahraa could not be there, they tried to get Zahraa to leave. Eventually, after Zahraa left the school building, the school employees placed the school on lockdown for the safety of the students. Another set of witnesses you will hear from are the law enforcement officers from the Lacey Police Department, and they will tell you about the investigation that they conducted in this case. They will tell you about the individuals that they interviewed, and they will also tell you about the video footage of the bus stop incident that they received and collected as part of this case. You will, in fact, get to see the videos for yourself during the course of this trial. And finally, another set of witnesses you will hear from are the medical professionals from Providence. And they will tell you about the effects of strangulation on the human body. They will also tell you about the injuries that they observed on Fatima. You will hear that Fatima had abrasions, she had bruising, and she also had petechia on her neck and on her face. And the medical professionals will also tell you that due to what happened at the bus stop, Fatima was also diagnosed with a condition called pneumomedium sinum, which is in essence when air leaks out of your lungs into other parts of your body. And the medical professionals will tell you that due to what happened at the bus stop, Fatima ended up being admitted to the hospital for several days. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, there will be lots of evidence that will be presented during this trial. You will see lots of photos and you will see many videos. I also ask that you pay close attention to the testimony of the witnesses from the witness stand, because what you will not get when you go back to deliberate is that you will not get their taped statements, you will not get medical records that were in this case, and you will not get the police reports in this case. So I ask that you pay close attention to the testimony of witnesses. And then at the end of this trial, my co-counsel, Heather Stone, will come back before you and deliver her closing arguments. And at the end, we ask that you return a verdict of guilty on all charges against both Mr. Ihsan Ali and Mrs. Zahraa Ali. Thank you.
Thank you. Members of the jury, if you will now please give your full attention to Mr. Kading as he makes opening statement on behalf of defendant Mr. Ali.
Hey, good morning. A couple of things. This case is about October 18th of 2024. October 18th, 2024 was not a day like any other day. You're going to hear from witnesses about what happened that day. I'm going to tell you the day started early, about 4 a.m. You're going to hear Fatima say that she left her house. She ran away from home. She didn't tell anybody. She had never said anything about leaving home. She knew for a fact she was going to be traveling later that day. She didn't talk to her parents about what was happening in terms of her not wanting to go. She didn't make any complaints to them. She just got up early and left the house. Her parents, concerned when they woke up, they called the police and made a report that she had run away. They went out and looked for her. They talked to the police throughout the day. You're going to hear from Officer Hang, who's going to say, yeah, he talked to them throughout the day. They were never told one thing about where she was that day. You're going to hear she was at Timberline High School for most of the day. You're going to hear that she had told people she had run away. But you're also going to hear they never relayed that information to the parents. You're going to hear that Mr. Ali went to the school to look for her. You're going to hear that he was sitting in his car waiting after school to see if he could see her come out. And you're going to see that he saw her. What you're also going to hear is from Isaiah Williams. Isaiah Williams saw Mr. Ali's truck before Mr. Ali saw him. And he said to his friend, when he saw him sitting there, before anything had happened, he said, be ready. It's an unusual statement, but that's what he said. You are going to hear that Mr. Ali had a conversation with his daughter about coming home. He was not yelling, not out of anger at that point. And you're going to hear that Isaiah and Fatima started struggling. Isaiah inserted himself into the situation. He got between mother and daughter. He was going to be, as a 16-year-old kid, the person making decisions apparently in this case. You're going to hear him testify that he was punched. But you're going to watch video in this case. And it's very important, the video in this case, because this incident was captured on video in its entirety. People are going to testify to different things, but I want you to be careful about what they say versus what you see. They're different, and you're going to see that. I'm going to ask you to take careful notes of what people say, and I'm going to ask you to carefully watch the videos that are going to come up here. And I'm going to ask you to compare them. You're going to see that credibility is an issue in this case. People don't always remember what's going on. Fortunately, for Mr. Ali and his wife in this case, it's on video. People relayed to the police what they said happened. It's different than what's on the video. So I want you to pay close attention to everything. Next thing we're going to talk about is the medical in this case. You've heard that Fatima had some abrasions, some petechias, those sort of injuries. And you're also going to hear about this pneumomediastinum. Okay? This condition is when you have air in your cavity of your chest. And it happens in different ways. And you're going to hear two main ways it happens. One is puncture injuries. In this case, there was no puncture injury. The other way that it happens is if you have blunt force trauma, the most common way, likely what happened in this case. Blunt force trauma, as it was explained, and the doctors will tell you, causes this injury because if you hold your breath and then you hit the ground, your lungs are like a balloon. And if you hit the ground, sometimes that balloon will pop. So if you hold your breath, it's going to pop. If your mouth was open when you hit the ground, it's not likely to cause any problems because the air will just expel out your mouth. The other thing you're going to note in this case is pseudomediastinum is not a life-threatening injury. You're going to be told that it's a condition that you can get and it needs to be monitored for some time and see if it resolves. You're going to hear the doctors tell you that by 8:43 a.m. the next morning they did a chest x-ray of Fatima and the condition had resolved. It was not life-threatening. It was not something they monitored after that point. There was no evidence of it occurring other than for one incident. Likely blunt force trauma, which you'll see in the video, could have been caused in numerous ways. One of them falling to the ground, which is interesting because you're going to see in the video that they didn't really fall to the ground. You're going to see that Isaiah Williams attacked Mr. Ali. Him and Fatima were knocked to the ground after hitting a tree. Knocked to the ground where punching and kicking occurred. You're going to see 42 punches, 3 kicks to the head, all done by Isaiah Williams and his friends to Mr. Ali. So, what I'm going to tell you is, I want you to pay close attention. I want you to listen to the evidence. I want you to weigh the evidence. And I want you to compare what people say to what you see. There's going to be a lot of issues that come up in this case that you'll hear. I'm not going to lay everything out for you now, but you'll know when it happens that if you're taking notes, you're paying attention, you're going to see at the end of this case that Mr. Ali is not guilty of the crimes he's charged with. The state is not going to be able to prove to you what's happened. That's their obligation. So pay attention, take notes. At the end of the case, we're going to come back and sum things up. And we're going to ask you to find Mr. Ali not guilty.
Thank you. Members of the jury, if you will now please give your full attention to Mr. Larry as he makes opening statement on behalf of defendant Mrs. Ali.
Thank you, Your Honor. Counsel. Good morning. When asked what happened with her mom on October 18, 2024, the incident outside of Timberline High School captured on the bus video, Fatima Ali, 17, will tell you, I don't think that my mom was trying to hurt me. I think that she was trying to protect me from the chaos. She appeared worried. She appeared scared. She was worried for me. There is one word that you will hear likely throughout the testimony of these witnesses, one observation that you will probably attach to this incident when you watch the video, and that is chaos. Absolute and utter chaos on a small patch of land next to the bus stop outside of the high school. Now, fortunately, in 2024 and 2025, you are not going to have to rely exclusively on the testimony of teenagers and adults trying to describe for you what they saw in that chaotic moment, what they were focused on, what they happened to see, what they believed they saw. Because in addition to their testimony and their personal observations, you will have the opportunity to compare, contrast, and analyze numerous videos. We are fortunate that the transit bus was pulling up for its stop to pick up its kids on its normal run of the day. And being 2024, that bus was outfitted with approximately 8 cameras, front, back, right side, left side, inside. Now, there are certain cameras that are more valuable to this analysis. Certainly, the front-facing one, because the bus driver, who you're going to likely hear from first today, will tell you what he saw, how he stopped the bus, and he will walk you through what that camera shows and what we can see. Now, video doesn't capture everything. We all know that. But it provides a baseline. It tells us timing. It tells us who is visible when people arrive on the scene. Now, we are focused on October 18th. That day began at 4 o'clock in the morning. See, my client had a trip planned to travel with her daughter and her younger sons. What my client didn't know is that her 17-year-old daughter did not want to travel with her mom, despite the decision to simply abandon this trip. She never communicated to her mom. She never communicated to her dad, hey, do I really have to go? I don't know that I really want to go. Can we do something else? Are there alternatives? Instead, she ran away, 4 o'clock in the morning. Didn't have a large amount of money on her, didn't leave a note, didn't tell her parents where she was going, what her plans were, or who she intended to be with. Understandably, Mom and Dad were worried. Their response is they drove around Olympia looking for her. Fatima will tell you that throughout the day, on various occasions, she could see her dad's truck, and before he noticed her, she would hide, get out of view. At the end of the day, or towards the late afternoon, there's the incident at the bus stop. She sees her dad approaching. She lets Isaiah know. Isaiah will tell you that he told his friends, there's her dad, get ready. It's not exactly clear what they're getting ready for, but that is what is said. Now, the state got up an opening, and this will be, throughout trial. We have different perspectives, different takes, different things that get focused on. The state said that there would be testimony that Mr. Ali ran up angry and was upset and yelling. You'll also hear Fatima describe her dad. That he walked up, he was talking in a quiet voice. He wasn't yelling, he wasn't screaming. There's the confrontation, and you will see that the bus video captures it not from the outset, but very close to the outset. You will see the actions of Mr. Ali, Isaiah, his friends, the people standing by, their daughter. You see the bus driver stop. He gets out, attempts to intervene. You will then see the passersby who then stop, attempt to intervene, separate, and hold Mr. Ali on the ground. Around this time, you will then see my client, her mom, come and attempt to help her daughter. Now, we have the video from the bus. There's additional cell phone videos that you will see. You will see her. She is holding onto her daughter. She's not holding onto her neck. Fatima describes her mom as saying, my daughter, my daughter. You will see Fatima's eyes wide. She is just gathering her wits after this whole chaos and melee when she is under her dad. Her dad is being punched and kicked repeatedly while on top of her. She's in the arms of her mom. Isaiah is attempting to remove her from the scene, pull her away from her mom, and eventually they run into the school. I don't believe that my mom intended to harm me. She was just trying to get me away from the chaos. She looked worried. She was simply saying, my daughter, my daughter. So, what does my client do? She leaves her husband behind. She runs into the school. Where's my daughter? Where's my daughter? Ladies and gentlemen, that is the accusations against my client. For what she did, attempting to hold her daughter, in the state's eyes, is the allegation of attempted murder. It is that act that is the allegation of assault in the second degree and unlawfully imprisoning her 17-year-old daughter. My client is charged with burglary in the second degree for going into the school to try to find her daughter. Finally, she is charged with a violation of a protection order that she had been served 2 days before that said that she could not have contact with Isaiah, her daughter's boyfriend. You will hear from the officer who served her that order. You may or may not see the video of that interaction. As you probably surmised, my client is not an English speaker. She is served with an order that says that she is to stay away from Isaiah Williams. The officer tells her you can't have contact with him, you can't reach out to him. The order and all of its peculiarities is written in English. My client doesn't read English, she speaks Arabic. She knows some English. The purpose for being there that day was not to have contact with Isaiah. It was to locate her daughter. This case, there's no winners. I appreciate you taking the time and the service to be here and to listen intently. And I'm confident, particularly with the benefit of the video and listening to the witnesses, you will reach a just decision and conclude that my client is not guilty of the allegations alleged by the state of Washington. I appreciate you. Thank you.